Welcome to Medusa Recording Institute. I am Will Ferraro, founder and director of this educational facility. The major focus of Medusa Recording Institute is to cut to the chase and provide the maximum amount of access to various recording equipment used in modern studios. Our accelerated program is designed to turn out the best audio engineers in the industry. At Medusa, we can do this in months, not years. Our staff consists of experienced working engineers who have studied audio engineering at some of the finest schools and colleges in the world. Our curriculum is an intense amount of knowledge, and we have collaborated and condensed all of this education into a hands-on, accelerated recording arts program. One thing that an audio engineering school cannot teach is artist interaction. Getting an education may teach you the fundamentals and the skill set needed in order to succeed. However, it's going to take a lot more than that to get ahead in the audio industry. Being a good producer requires that you are able to read people. You need to know when a singer is spent for the day, or when a guitar player has played a solo for so long, he's lost his way on it. A good producer knows how to keep the artist comfortable, happy, and excited to be recording. The art of mixing is really a craft that can't be taught. Here at Medusa, we spend a lot of time covering some of the mixing and mastering secrets that contribute to a polished multi-platform master. You see, mixing is kind of like playing an instrument, and you have to practice and develop your own chops and style. You develop your own bag of tricks, so to speak, your own signature sound and style as a producer. However, you must be able to step outside of the box to keep things fresh.
So today we're going to talk about recording a guitar amp. Now what I like to do is look at my gear and see what I'm working with here, and you can ask your artist, you can say, hey, do you have is your cab loaded with different speaker options? In that case, it'll provide you with a different tonal response from one manufacturer to the next. So what you can do is take a flashlight and actually shine it in the grill here, and it'll allow you to figure out where your speaker's placed within the amp. Now, a speaker's made up of two parts in the front that produces the sound. There's a cone and there's a cap. And the cap is going to produce a more direct sound, a more articulate sound, and the cone will produce a more bassy response. Now, in this setup that we have here, you have two microphones. One's a condenser and one's a dynamic. The condenser is going to catch the edge of the cone in this instance. More of a bass response, a lower end, you're going to get better handling with something like that, with something like a large cap condenser. And directly off the cone, you're going to have a dynamic SM57 of sorts, catching a more articulate, a more direct sound. This is pretty standard protocol when it comes to miking a guitar amp. This is a pretty tried and true way to get something desirable from what you're wanting to do here. And obviously, working with two different microphones, you're going to have a phase issue here. So what phase is that these two microphones have diaphragms in them, and they move in time and in space with one another. And phase, you want them to move together and not opposite. So if they're moving opposite, you're going to have a boost or a lull in some kind of frequency. And that can be a problem, or you can use it to your advantage in some cases. For recording guitar, not so much. But basically, you want to keep both diaphragms parallel with one another and the same distance from your source, so that you get the most desirable, most cleanly phased signal to be recorded.